Hey everybody, my name's Tom Lego and I'm the manager of the Customer Center here at Toyota. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to take off my mask for a minute. I'm sure that we're all getting kind of tired of wearing these things, and so that you can hear me a little bit better, I'll take the mask off if you don't mind. Here at Toyota, you may have heard that name Toyota, and in fact some of your parents or grandparents, aunt, uncle, some of your friends may have a Toyota automobile. Toyota makes Tundra trucks and Tacoma trucks, Sienna vans and Corollas and Camrys. You may have even heard the name Lexus. That's a Toyota brand as well. But here in Columbus, Indiana, we actually build some Toyota products. And the products we build here are material handling pieces of equipment. We build forklifts. Now we'll talk a little bit about what forklifts are, and Toyota has a wide variety of different types of forklifts. And I wish you could be here and sit on this and maybe honk the horn and get a chance to see how exciting this equipment is. But forklifts pick up things and they move them around. Pick up heavy boxes, and we'll show you how that happens. Now this is an example of one of those forklifts that we build here in Columbus. Some of them may have engines, just like your car. You may go to a gas station and you can fill it up. They'll have a tank, or maybe they have a tank on the back like this that is like an LP tank, like you'd have on the back of a gas grill or something like that. But a lot of the forklifts we build here also are powered by electricity. They're like electric cars. Maybe you've ridden in an electric car, you've seen them go, and they're very, very quiet. And that's because they have a big battery that needs to be charged. And rather than having an engine, they have an electric motor. And we build a lot of those as well, and you'll see those around the room. Now Bob is helping me take some of this video today, and I'm going to ask him to just kind of take a look around the room. These are just some of the different types of forklifts that we build here or at other Toyota factories that are all around the world. Now Toyota actually started building forklifts back in 1967. And I'll tell you what, Bob, let's come back over this way a moment and let's take a look at this. These still do the same thing. They lift things in the front, but they've changed a lot over the last 50 years. And we've been building forklifts here in the United States since back in 1990. So this year is our 30th anniversary of building Toyota forklifts here in Columbus. I wish you could be here to see these because these are fun pieces of equipment. They'll lift heavy loads, anything from 3,000 pounds all the way up to 17,500 pounds. And then we have another factory in the northern part of the state of Indiana that builds forklifts that will lift up to 125,000 pounds. Now to give you an idea, 125,000 pounds, that's about the weight of 50 cars. So these are great big pieces of equipment that allow us to move things around. Now we're going to get a chance to come back over and take a look at this. Now I mentioned that this is called a forklift. Now a forklift doesn't have forks, but forks are the things that pick up the load on the front. Let's take a look. You see these orange things that are on the front of this particular unit? These are called the forks. And these forks come down and they will pick up a heavy load up in the air. And we're going to go into another room here in just a moment, and I'll show you how this can raise and lower using the levers that are on the inside of this unit. So the operator sits here, and by operating these levers they can raise and lower this piece, which is called the mast. The mast goes up and down and it raises and lowers those forks. So we're going to give you a chance to see one of those in action here in just a minute. So hang in there and we'll get back with you in just a minute. All right, I told you that we'd bring you to our demonstration room. The demonstration room is a place where we can show people how these pieces of equipment work. This is an electric forklift. I mentioned to you that on electric forklifts we have big batteries in these, and these have to be charged up. This is the power source for those. So I'm going to climb on this forklift and we're going to show you how this lifts and lowers the load that's on the front. You notice we have some cartons on the front of this, and what we're going to do is we're going to raise this mast up in the air and show you how a forklift operates. So let me come around to the other side. As we get onto a forklift, we're always very careful, and the first thing we do when we get on the forklift is we put our seatbelt on. And I hope that when you get in the car with your mom and dad or anyone else, that you always put your seatbelt on, because that's very important. Now when you turn the power on, you notice it's quiet. It doesn't have an engine. You just hear a little beep in this. But by grabbing this lever and pulling this, watch the mast on the front. It's going to slowly lift that. Now if I pull back quickly, it will bring that up very quickly. But notice how it's taking that load up. Forklifts are important because what we do is we use this to stack things into racks. And see, this will go way up in the air. Some of those may go 20 feet or more into the air. But after I get that up there, I will be able to put that away for storage until the time that I bring it down in order to use that again. So let's bring this down. And there are other levers that you see here as well. Those levers will do other things. They may allow the mast to go forward and back. Maybe I have to change the angle there. Or maybe I can shift this load from one side to the other. But this is a very important tool, and the operators of this equipment allow us to be able to move those things that we eat and we wear, and those things that we use, and to be able to move those around in various warehouses and distribution. So with that said, let me thank you for spending some time with us, and I hope that we can have you in the seat of this next year where you can touch a truck.